Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Beast Wars Transformers 2022 Annual Comic Review. Now, as you know, Beast Wars has now got its first and only annual, up to the point where it is going to end its run quite quickly. So the stories I am going to be covering is each one differently, and the story that I am going to be covering is Skold's No Good, Very Bad Day. And it starts off with Skold walking forward saying, "Every day I get yelled at, but not today. There's gonna be a good day. I can feel it. Today is Skold's big day." And of course ends up causing more harm than she should. And we see Terrasol laughing at her and her saying, "So much for that." And we see how each of the Predacons do get annoyed with her, with them saying, "I don't have time for your foolishness. You're such a screw-up." "Don't even bother. I'll handle it." "You did what?" "You can't be trusted to do anything right." And we see how Skold ends up kind of getting overwhelmed. And we see how Terrasol kicks her down, ending up to a kind of bottom part of the dark side. And we see how Terrasol activates the lock and saying, "Never, loser." Oh. And we see how the Predacons just kind of manipulate and bully her into giving them closure and satisfaction. And we see Skold saying, "I guess I deserve that." "Well, that was rude." "Terrasol's not your biggest fan, huh?" "I don't know. I do mess up a lot, so maybe he's right. Who are you?" "I'm Power Hug." And fun fact, Power Hug was in the Japanese Beast Wars cartoon. And we see how Skold and Power Hug have a talk, saying, "Well, I'm a nice bot. Nice to meet you, Power Hug. I'm Skold. And you're more than meets the eye." And we see how they end up having a talk, saying, "Just look at you. Tons of pure steel, and a big brain in there. To boot, I bet, yet." And we see how he hugs her, saying, "Is that really all it takes to push you around?" And we see how Skold talks about herself, saying how she's very well balanced, saying how she pretty much points out all the things about herself, saying good at tap dancing and that, and saying, "Sometimes I even think I'm really clever." And we see how Power Hug ends up getting emotional, saying, "You can do whatever you can do whatever you set your mind to, Skold. You are strong. You're capable. You shouldn't put up with..." And we see how she ends up ripping off his head, and you can tell he's justifiably annoyed, and of course takes the water ring and activates the lock in the prison ship, and her leaving Power Hug behind, leaving the Predacons shocked and appalled at what she just did. I think this story is alright, but really should have been more of another story with the Beast Wars comics, because it would have been interesting to see Power Hug come online from one of the prior forms and maybe try to help the Maximals find a more peaceful solution. As I think Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes did it better with Ant-Man, as he did put things to impossible standards and slowly had to admit. I think it's a shame that, you don't see the other Maximals that are being used, like Razor Beast being kept around wrong. So I think the story still deserves a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.